So let's sit up tall. As soon as you close your eyes, you go within. The body knows what you're about to do. It knows to start calming, knowing the intention is to integrate body, mind, and spirit. Imagine there's a string pulling the top of your head up into the ceiling, and you pull your head back over your lumbar spine. Helps you sit up even taller. Next, be conscious of the spine, the 34 vertebrae, the discs, the vertebrae themselves. Knowing throughout the practice, we will be creating good spinal health. This Kriya is focused on the heart chakra and throat chakra. So there's a lot of subtle work being done on the upper chakras of the body. Let's open the practice with the Anjali Mudra. Hands in prayer position. 3 big inhale, exhales, then the Adi mantra. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Adi mantra. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Continuing to ground yourself, feeling your sits bones grounding, connecting to the floor, to the electromagnetic field around your body, your 8th chakra. Quickly scanning for the 5 elements. Breath, you're already connected to the breathing. All breath work through the nose. Inhale and exhale unless instructed otherwise. Quickly scanning your emotions. What is my emotional state right now in this moment? So you can identify it. What body sensations am I feeling this morning? If there's discomfort in the hips, the knees, the shoulders, the spine, the neck, try to breathe into that part of the body. I like to imagine it might have little lungs attached to that shoulder blade or the hip, and I'm breathing into that body part. Make whatever sounds are in your space, just make them part of your practice, rather than trying to resist the sound. And finally, our thoughts. Always witnessing, being vigilant of our thoughts. Just observing them. Is it a repeated thought? Is it a dominant thought? Is the thought fearful? Is the thought judging? The first yama is ahimsa. No violence towards self or others. That includes our thoughts. You can still keep your eyes closed. We'll begin the warm-ups. So you're just going to interlace the fingers. Steeplechase mudra. I have my hand actually lifted off my mat. So it's really opening up my shoulders, really opening up the heart. If it's okay on your neck, begin looking up. You're opening up the chest and the throat. Ceilings coming up, maybe almost to 9 o'clock. Keep breathing into it and opening up the shoulders. All the work today is with the upper body. So just trying to warm it up a little bit before we begin the Kriya. Maybe the palms come down on the mat. Start walking the palms back. You're still sitting in easy pose. You're opening up the chest even more. Try to dip the head back, looking up to the ceiling, if it's okay on your neck. Long, deep breathing. That long, deep breathing helps calm the nerves. You're filling the lungs deeper and deeper. The deepest breaths of the day, probably, for all of us. Slowly walk the hands back. Bring the hands to the knees. Take the left palm onto the right knee. The right hand comes behind you. You're sitting up tall. Inhale, sit up taller. Exhale, try to twist a little more to the right. Maybe you see the back corner of your mat. Breathing long and deep. When we breathe shallowly, we only use about 10% of our diaphragm. So much unused. Inhale. One more twist. Maybe you come a little bit deeper without causing any stress on the spine. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. And then twist to the other side. Inhale, trying to come up tall. Exhale, we twist. Inhale up again. Exhale, we twist. One last time. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, come back. Bring the arms wide to the T. And then try to take the palms and the arms back as far behind you as you can. You're still opening up the chest, opening up the heart. Bring the arms over your head. Interlace the fingers. Maybe you can look up. Steeplechase mudra, you're really stretching the spine, conscious that you're pulling energy up and down the spinal column, the sushumna, where the energy flows, the chi is flowing, activating the nadis or the channels, taking energy to the 72 meridian points in the body, coming down to a T. Just feeling your wingspan. Think about your subtle body, your energy field that's all around the body. Fingers spread wide, energy shooting out from the fingertips. Maybe you take the palms to the ceiling. Feel if there's any difference. Do you feel energy coming from your hands up to the ceiling, back down? Try to breathe as deeply as possible, filling the lungs all the way, starting at the bottom of the lung, like it's a gallon jar, and you're filling it up all the way to the clavicles, collarbones. Every inhale, as you know, the belly drops and expands, so the belly's pushing out. On the exhale, the belly is drawing back in towards the spine. That's proper breathing. Let's bring the hands to prayer position. The Kriya is beginning now. 3 minutes sitting in Anjali Mudra. You're sitting up tall, maybe on a blanket, a bolster, a block. You can sit on your knees too if easy pose is not easy for you. Gaze can be just at the tip of the nose. And I like to shut down my eyes where they're 1/10 open. Just breathing and centering. Long, deep breathing. All the breath is through the nose. You want the nadis activated. Moving energy throughout the body to all the extremities. You're oxygenating your blood. It only takes 1 minute for the blood to make a complete circular turn throughout the body. That much force through the thoracic pump, combined with your diaphragm, pushes that blood, circulates that blood throughout your body. In a 24-hour day, the heart pumps 2,000 gallons of blood throughout your body. This deep breathing, you're helping your heart be more effective. Continue the deep breathing, 30 more seconds. You're setting up your practice with the deep breath work. We come out of this pose, we go right onto our backs. This is the one where the heels come forward. I make 2 fists. I try to put the fists under my buttocks. If it's not comfortable in your fists, you can just have your palms of your hands, the palm on the mat, lying on the back of your hand, but you don't get the pelvis lifted as much. My toes are pointed. My head is in alignment with my spine. If it's uncomfortable on your neck, then you can use a block or something underneath your head. I just try to keep it in alignment with my spine.
Rocky?
Yes.
Are the feet on the ground or are they slightly elevated?
The heels are on the ground.
The heels are on the ground. Thank you.
Yes. Although it would be awfully hard to lift the heels. No, that'd be way too hard. No,
Yeah, I was trying that yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could do it, but man, it would be hard.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, the heels are on the mat. I point the toes. About a minute, 40 seconds. Just continue to breathe here. You're opening up the heart, you're opening up the throat. Both the heart and throat are vulnerable, exposed. You're supine. When we're supine, we breathe properly. We breathe in the proper way automatically. As you inhale deeply, the belly just expands, right? The diaphragm just drops down and pushes out. On the exhale, the navel just automatically draws in towards the spine, correct? So the way this feels in this supine pose, this same kind of breath work, this is how it should feel when you're sitting up or standing up. Just 20 more seconds. Try to keep those fists where the buttocks are laying down on top of the two fists. Inhale and lift the pelvis up, and we come back into a seated position. Easy pose. This is that subtle, very subtle thoracic heart move. We're used to doing the Sufi grind where we go around the third chakra, the solar plexus. This is wanting us to concentrate just on the chest. So it's very subtle. Can I move to the left and back, to the right and forward, just with my chest? You're learning how to isolate your body, being more conscious of all the body parts. We start moving to the right. Then maybe change directions, go to the left. Really focus on just the heart, just the chest. So it's not a very big movement. Coming back to center, take both arms forward. Then just grab the fingers. The right fingers come onto the left in a bear grip. And I've got this bear grip right at my heart. So we'll do work our bandhas and we'll do this isometric pull. So big inhale. Hold the breath unless you're on moon cycle. Squeeze root lock, pull navel towards spine, holding the breath and pulling the bear grip. So it's like an isometric. Pull, pull, pull. Holding the breath as long as you can. I'd like to go for 30 seconds. Creating hypoxia in the brain for neural pathways, neuroplasticity, and release. We'll do this 4 times. Inhale and pull. Hold your breath. Squeeze the bandhas. And release. pretty hard to hold that for 30 seconds when we're expending that much energy. Inhale and squeeze the bandhas, pull the bear grip. Everything is pulling. And release. One more. Big inhale. Squeeze the bandhas. Pulling the bear grip. Everything is tight. Chest is tight. Arms are tight. Bandhas are tight. Everything is stressing. Holding the breath. And release. Just take the arms down. Backs of hands on knees. Just observe. Letting the breath stabilize. Observe your emotion, your thoughts. 25 minutes into the practice. So we're in Gyan Mudra, thumb, index, finger. We take the left arm to 60 degrees, and we take the right arm to 30 degrees. So you have this straight line going, and we breathe long and deep, 5 minutes. Gaze is straight ahead. Another cue is to be conscious of your blinking eyes. How often do you focus on how much you blink? Which can be voluntary and involuntary, just like breath work. So try to hold the eyes open as long as you can between blinks. Gives the mind something to do. Stay connected to your breath. 1 minute already down, 4 to go. You could add a mantra here, Sat Nam. Inhaling Sat through the nose, exhaling Nam through the nose. The silence allows you to really hear your breath, feel your breath. Your heart rate may be increasing. The next pose is the one where we place the right hand on the heart and the left hand on the back behind the heart. If the arms get tired, just bring them down for a moment, but then go back into the posture. It might be hard on the shoulders too. You're not only building physical endurance, you build mental endurance. The endurance builds resiliency. So you're mentally resilient as well as physically resilient. The held posture also allows you to observe the mind and what it does, how it works, where the ego comes in. Less than a minute. Physical fatigue setting in, emotional fatigue, mental fatigue. Good job, everyone. We're almost there. 30 seconds. Stay connected to your breath. I'm setting up my day. Now bring the arms to a T. That'll give a little relief. Then take the right hand to the heart. The left hand, back of the left hand, comes up behind the heart. 5 minutes. I can feel my heart beating. Try to find your heart, and then I'll call out 60 seconds. You can count the beats, starting now. And stop. I counted 85. My resting pulse is usually 60. So my heart was working harder. Long, deep breathing. Feeling your heartbeat. It boggles my mind to think that 2,000 gallons of blood pulse through my heart in a 24-hour period. 2 more minutes. Breathing, observing. Be aware of nervous energy. Try to sit perfectly still. You'll feel some stress in that left arm with the back of the hand, left hand on the back of your heart. It's creating tension in that left shoulder. Try to breathe into it, breathe through it. My heart rate is still fast. Try to feel your heartbeat. Observe your exhale. Can you make your exhale longer than your inhale? You can control how much air you let the diaphragm release. Good job, everyone. 5 minutes. Now interlace the fingers behind you in a steeplechase mudra. This is where we come into yoga mudra, or the Susan Kalandra. You bring the forehead to the mat, and the arms come up to 12 o'clock. They may only come to, say, 9 o'clock, but the goal is to get them at 12 o'clock. Fingers pointing to the ceiling, head on the mat. You just come forward on your knees. If it becomes claustrophobic, you can always ease out of it for a few breaths and then come back in. The throat and the heart are exposed. All the breathing through the nose. Few more seconds. Inhale, slowly come up. Bring the arms straight forward so they're parallel to the ground. They're straight out in front. Now this is one where you grab opposite shoulder blades. So my right arm comes under my left. It's like I'm hugging myself. We get a lot fewer hugs these days. So hug yourself, then lean forward 60 degrees. It seems so subtle, but when you hold this for 3 minutes, it starts to be work in its own way. Long, deep breathing through the nose. You can close the eyes here, focus on your breath. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. My truth, my true self, my soul self, that is my identity. Not my ego, not my personality, not the face I show the world. My inner self, my authentic self, my true self. Two more minutes. Spine is long. The energy is shooting up and down your spine. Imagine it lighting up. We're caressing the heart. We're protecting the heart and the throat. Now the companion pose to this, we'll sit back in 30 seconds and open up the arms, opening up the heart and the throat. Inhale. Exhale, sit back, bring the arms forward. Fingers spread wide, palms facing each other, sitting up tall. 3 more minutes, long, deep breathing. If you begin to tingle, you've taken in more oxygen and not exhaled enough carbon dioxide. Arms are engaged. Two more minutes. Kundalini Yoga is not like any other yoga I've practiced in nearly 30 years. It's so unique. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. One more minute. Inhale. Hold the breath, squeeze the bandhas. Anus, sex organs, pull navel towards spine. Keep holding the breath, engaging the bandhas. And release. Bringing the hands to chest. 3 minutes. Stimulating all the nerve endings on your hands. Close your eyes. Connect to your heart. You might increase the speed. The hands will get warmer. You're working with your subtle body here. I've been breathing so deeply, I'm really actually starting to get kind of high. So I'm going to slow down my breathing a bit. You can relax the legs. The legs don't need to grip. The bandhas are relaxed. Focusing on the hands and the breath, the mind can go quiet. The mind can slow down. Forty more seconds. Really stimulate the hands, all the nerve endings. Breathing deeply, long and deep. A few more seconds. Now separate the fingers, the palms. Right hand is close to the body. Left elbow is out. So now there's this distance between the palms. For 5 minutes, we feel the energy. Sitting up tall, no gripping of the legs. Bandhas relaxed. Try to feel the energy between the two palms. You're getting in touch with your subtle body. You're connecting to your third eye. You're connecting to your intuition. It's always working, but you don't always hear it. So you're tuning into your intuition, receiving the guidance you need for your physical body, for your emotional body, for your mental body. Connecting you to spirit. Eyes can be closed. You've been working with your subtle body 3 minutes, just 2 more minutes. You're harnessing your internal powers. And doing this together as a group also has power. Connecting to your intuitive body. Your body knows what it needs, so let it talk to you. Thirty more seconds. Are you feeling how it all connects? How it all integrates, the body, the mind, the spirit. It's all one moving organism. Bring the hands back together now. Just sit a moment in prayer position. Now 3 more minutes. Rubbing the palms. Working with the subtle body again. You may need, if your legs are getting asleep, you could go life nerve stretch, stretching out the legs while you're using the palms. You could move to hero's pose if you want to sit. This feels good to me. I flex my feet back. Stretching out the legs. 3 minutes of working the palms, and then we go into 4 minutes of ego eradicator. You're working with all the subtle body, the intuitive body, and then we work with the ego. I read once that souls want a human body. It's one of the biggest gifts that the soul gets to come into this human body that is so complex, that has so many layers. They likened it to a inner tube floating in the ocean, and the soul has to come through space and land into the little circle in the inner tube in the middle of the ocean. That's how hard it is to get a body. And we have one. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I love the metaphor that the human body is such a gift. Not just the body, but the emotions, the mental constructs, tethered to spirit, and then how we tether to each other. Thirty more seconds. And inhale, hold the breath. Palms are still now. Anjali Mudra, hold the breath, creating the hypoxia in the brain for neuroplasticity, neural pathways. And exhale. Come back into easy pose or thunderbolt or hero. You can sit on your knees like that. Ego eradicator. Fingers come into palms, thumbs extended out, up at 60 degrees. Long, deep breathing for 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes of breath of fire. Try to do a nice 60 degrees. Some of you are more like, yes, good. About at the 1 minute mark, the ego will begin to speak. Wanting you to lower your arms. Maybe not liking me, or thinking it's stupid, or your mind can do all kinds of crazy things. But you learn to identify it's the ego. And you're more than your ego. And you can hold this for a lot longer. I held it for 18 minutes once. Now as you inhale, let the thumbs touch over the head, symbolizing the arc above your head. Slowly float the arms down. Let them just rest for a minute in the lap before we come back for breath of fire. So you can just relax the arms, the shoulders for a moment. When we come back, we'll do the breath of fire. That's the forced exhale through the nose. And as my belly draws into the spine, then on the inhale, the belly pushes out. They're about every second. The breath is every second or two. It doesn't have to be fast. So let's begin. Only 2 minutes. Ego eradicator position, 60 degrees, and begin breath of fire. This forced exhale really pushes all the stale air out of the lungs. Stay with it just 1 more minute. This is the peak pose. Thirty more seconds. You're building endurance. You're building resiliency, mental, emotional, physical resiliency. 5 more seconds. And take the thumbs up over the head. They touch. Float the arms down and bring the left hand, the palm, looking down at your palm. The right hand comes right over the top. Imagine that you're holding a ball of energy. Maybe it's a ball of light. We know that all atoms are moving, even your mat. If you could speed up the atoms, the mat would be moving. The breath equalize, harmonize, all breathing through the nose. We're here for 5 minutes and then Shavasana. Visualize your 8 chakras. The first chakra of energy, it's deep inside the body, in the center, the core, the body, just above the anus. Second chakra at sex organs, in the center of the body. Third chakra at the solar plexus, just right behind the navel, 2 fingers below the navel. This energy field is moving. Another energy center at the heart chakra. 5th energy source at the throat, where we communicate. 6th chakra between the eyes, seat of intuition, insight, guidance. Seventh chakra at the crown. Supposedly the spirit enters the body at the crown and it leaves the body at the crown. Eighth chakra surrounds the body, energy field of protection. Stay connected to your breath. We've worked hard on the subtle body today, so drink plenty of water the rest of the day. Take the left hand, place it over the heart. Place the right hand over the left, just holding your heart. Honoring your heart and all the work that it does for the body. Then slowly move back into your Shavasana. You get 8 minutes of Shavasana today. So really let go. It's the most important pose of your day, of the practice. Everything's integrating. I'll bring you back with the bell. Great work, everyone. Only more advanced practitioners can do a Kriya like this. It's very mature, I guess I would use the word. Knowing how to work with the energy at such a subtle level. Begin to breathe together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. This time, audible sigh. Inhale through the nose. Begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Take the arms up over the head, point the fingers, interlace the fingers. Steeplechase mudra, point the toes. Stretch the spine in all 34 vertebrae. Maybe you draw the knees towards the forehead towards the knees. Roll on your spine just a bit. Massaging the spine. You could draw the soles of the feet together and rub the soles of the feet like you were rubbing your hands. Stimulates all the nerve endings on the feet and the hands. Very enlivening. Maybe you go into happy baby. Or a spinal twist by taking the knees to one side, the torso and the head to the other side. Make sure you do both sides. Whatever the body needs before you come back to a seated position. I'm unable to unmute you for the call and response. If you don't feel like getting up to turn on your mic, don't worry about it. I'd rather you stay in your state of pratyahara, the limb of yoga that is within, staying within. We bring our hands to prayer position. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Lan. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Roberta. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Sarah. This is a very deep Kriya this week. Thank you for staying with it, giving it your honest, your best effort. Working with the subtle body, working with the intuitive body. We aren't trained to work with these bodies, so it can all feel quite strange. We only learn it by doing it. Call and response. May the long-time sun shine upon you.
May the long-time sun shine upon you.
All love surround you.
All love surround you.
And the pure light within you.
And the pure light within you.
Guide your way on.
Guide your way on.
We bow to each other, honoring our authentic self, Sat Nam.